When we talk about branding, values, business principles, or harmonizing with global standards, we're often talking about what we call belief systems. Beliefs in what is right, what is fair, what is equitable, how things should be distributed, how consensus should be reached. And the name for that set of beliefs is typically ethics. You have a set of ethical principles, spoken or unspoken. A lot of conflict arises when we assume others have the same ethical values that we have. And without making a value judgment as to whether one set of ethical values is right or wrong, if we don't state them explicitly and we don't analyze them in terms of outcomes that emanate from the beliefs and our actions, then we start to have conflict. Conflict arises if, for example, two groups hold ethics as fairness, but the methods in which the belief of fairness comes about are very different. For one group, fairness might be maximizing individual ownership, whereas from another group, ethics and fairness might be maximizing communal ownership. You can easily start to see where there'd be a clash, especially if the fundamental principles underlying the definition of fairness are not articulated and evaluated within a group, within an organization, within a business, and within an entrepreneurship model. Because a lot of times, whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur within an organization, even if it's a nonprofit, or you're working on entrepreneurship goals and building networks as business models, you have to be able to sort of identify the pathways that will govern the activities and the pathways that are going to be defined by belief systems. If you have ecofeminism as a belief system, and you're saying that ecofeminism said principles state that we should be collaborative, and you're working in a system that says the individual growth and individuals achieve their maximum potential when there's competition. Reason being, competition is what pushes people to try and do more than they would normally do left to their own devices without any push or incentive. So if you have a system that says individual competition maximizes growth, and you have another belief system saying collaboration and cooperation maximize individual growth, you'll end up with two very different business models or two very different organizational structures. And as you're trying to remedy social problems or develop brand value statements, when you're trying to quote unquote develop your tribe, which is develop the entities and ecosystems with which what your belief systems resonate well with and can lead to growth in terms of outputs, in terms of impact outcomes, in terms of profitability, in terms of things that are measurable. If you don't clearly state what the belief systems are, then you won't be able to have metrics that allow you to guide your way and evaluate whether one set of principles is getting you to your goals and objectives versus whether another. And you also won't have the tools you need in terms of data information and explicit delineations and definitions to be able to compare and reconcile and probably, maybe possibly develop hybrid models. So this is a reflection as you move forward. Thanks.